we have to talk about the value here. I need three players, and I need your guys' opinion on value. Chris Jones, Brian Burns, and Danielle Hunter. Okay, three huge roster spendings for three different organizations, and I'm curious on everybody else's take out there on who you think had the best bang for the buck. So a 5-year deal worth 158.8, so 159 million dollars goes to Chris Jones. Um, it's very weak for the salary cap for this year because it's only at 7.4 million dollars, which is phenomenal. But he also gets a $30 million signing bonus, with $30 million guaranteed. So that creates $60 million. So I don't know if it's 7.4 million or 67.4 million that he gets this year. I'm pretty sure it would be that, but you guys let me know. I'm not a million% sure. But Chris Jones at that value, I was like, whoa, he got quarterback numbers. I'm not mad at that. Kind of like how Aaron Donald did in 2022, I do believe, with a 3-year deal though. But Chris Jones gets a 5-year deal. So shout out to Chris Jones for being able to get a 5-year deal done worth $159 million. Do you guys think that this is really good value compared to the Giants acquiring Brian Burns via trade and then giving him $150 million? I don't know if he's getting exactly $150 million. I don't know all the details on this one. I'm not sure if it's a lot of incentive based and whatnot. But for $150 million for Brian Burns, which hasn't had a 10-sack season, is kind of crazy. But I like Brian Burns a lot, a.k.a. the Spider-Man of the NFL. I'm a huge fan of Brian Burns. But I think $150 million is crazy. But then Carolina's trying to rearrange some things over there, so they weren't, too upset with, trading away Brian Burns. And then the Giants are like, okay, let's try to solidify what we got with Thibodeau or Kayvon Thibodeau. I don't know how to say his name, but he's nice. So now we got him on a cheap value. Let's spend all this value on this next position on the other side. I'm not mad at it. And then you have Houston stepping into the play, signing Danielle Hunter from the Minnesota Vikings on a $48 million guaranteed contract, and it's only $49 million. So just put that into hindsight. Only $1 million he can miss out on, which is a lot of money. But compared to $49 million, that's not that much money. So shout out to Hunter for being able to get a contract for $48 million guaranteed. Shout out to the Houstons for stepping into the market, trying to make a play. They got a young quarterback in Stroud that's making good moves. I like the moves that Stroud's making. He's making really good strides to be considered a top quarterback, and I love that for him. I want to see what he can do next year, when teams start to understand that, okay, he is this, and this is what we're getting out of this quarterback. This quarterback is like this, boom, boom. Try to scheme around him a little bit more. So I really want to see what we get out of C.J. Stroud. But I like the defensive approach for Houston so far. But what is the value cap here for you guys? I mean, out of Danielle Hunter, Brian Burns, and I know 2 guys are edge guys, 1 guy's an interior guy, but they're all very high caliber guys. Where do you see this sitting fit at in total? In total, I say Chris Jones would probably be the best value because only around $9 more million compared to Brian Burns, and I love what I get out of Chris Jones. Brian Burns is young, and I like what I get out of Brian Burns. There's probably a whole lot left in that tank. Probably a really good 5-year contract there. I still think it's a good 5-year contract for Chris Jones as well. I think he's going to be really good for 5 more years. So I like the value there. And then, in 2 years, Danielle Hunter's getting $49 million. So, it's really $25 million. So he's around $6 million less than Brian Burns, and maybe just a little bit less under value of what Chris Jones is. But the values are all kind of around, a really good, strong opinion base from that team saying, or that franchise saying, hey, I'm willing to give you quarterback like numbers or wide receiver or DB numbers right now, and because I need you to go after these quarterbacks for me, like go get they ass, or go get they butt. I love what I'm getting out of all 3 teams. I love that Kansas City decided to step up to the plate and pay the man respectfully. I love that Houston went out of the way and tried to pick up Danielle Hunter and did pick up Danielle Hunter and made a really good splash for the market. And then I enjoy the Giants trying to step in there and not just, picking up a free agent. They're also, making it via trade out here to sign somebody to a long-term deal. So shout out to the Giants for being able to get that done. So it's three different types of values here, not even just considering the money. So where do you guys stack them up? How do you guys rank them? That's kind of how I feel about them. I like all three. I enjoy all three. And I really just want to see what they do this year because all three are really good athletes and they all are very deserving of the money. I just want to see Brian Burns get into that 10 plus sack range and really be dominant. But let me know how it stacks up for you guys.